since the surgery and since being diagnosed. What an incredible run he's been.
Jameson Taillon's been great.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out, went upstairs with a fastball at 97. Ooh, that's some heat.
This young man has everything. He's got all the tools, and he's got a big heart, and he's a competitor.
This is the future of the Pittsburgh Pirates rotation.
His control has been outstanding.
He's only 25 years old, so he hasn't really even reached his peak as far as performance in the major league.
What an awesome, awesome comeback, and what an awesome inspiration.
Big riding for the Pittsburgh Pirates, Jameson Taillon, and Jameson tweeting out there from New Year's in Jamaica, opening day at Fenway, cancer diagnosis, travels all over and everything in between. Thanks for all of the good times, lessons learned, and memories 2017. Feeling ready for a great, healthy 2018. Amen to that tweet. Summed up his year quite well. But Jameson, just a tremendous story when you talk about a guy who went through adversity, and it was so good to see him back on the diamond.
Oh, there's no doubt. No question. And it just kind of gives, we love sports, we get it, but there's real life intermingled in sports a lot of times. And that story right there and his comeback, pretty darn cool.
All right, and Jameson Taillon, nice enough to give us a call here as we close out the 2017. And Jameson, thanks for calling in here on Hot Stove. Just put your 2017 into words. We just read a tweet from you, but what you were able to deal with from an adversity perspective and then overcome had to be pretty overwhelming for you.
Yeah, it's always crazy at the end of the year to take a moment and look back and reflect on everything that happened and like try to just kind of come to grips with it and take it all in and move forward. So the other day I was doing some reflecting and thinking about what I wanted to get done in 2018 and what I envisioned my 2018 looking like. And man, it's like I started forgetting some of the things I did in 2017, some of the cool travels and trips and some of the outings I had and some of the lessons learned and stuff. So, I mean, yeah, lots of ups. Came out of the gate hot, made the team out of spring training for the first time. Got opening day at Fenway. I got to sit back and watch that and then pitch against Chris Sale, second game. And then obviously the cancer diagnosis, probably a low point. Then getting to come back and kind of use baseball as therapy, through my recovery was huge for me, and being around the guys was a big motivating factor to get back so quickly. And so I don't know. I think in about 10 years, I'm going to look back on 2017 as one of the most important years of my life, and it's definitely going to take a big part in shaping who I am going forward.
Jameson, I have to ask you about the positive attitude and everything that we've seen, heard about you and everything else. And I want to know where you draw from that, because you talked about it. You made the team out of spring training for the first time. You get out of the gates well, and then bam, you get this news and you move forward. But there was never that I got a woe is me and what's going on. You just kind of you kept pushing forward. So where is that positiveness coming from? Where do you draw from that?
Yeah, well, I remember going through my Tommy John rehab and being in the training room and seeing some guys that were just so miserable, and I thought that attitude was just pretty disgusting. And, there's always something you can get better at every day. I don't believe in the whole misery loves company thing. If you got something you're going through, I would never want to drag anyone else into it. So that's a big thing. But I guess one thing that going through what I did this year kind of taught me is that you can't change what's happened. All you can try to do is control what's coming next and your attitude. So just got to keep going and not feel sorry for yourself, because that's not really doing you any good.
Rockies pitcher Chad Bettis also had his own bout with testicular cancer. And did you guys link up and give each other support?
Yeah, I got to meet him. Ironically, my first start back was against the Rockies, and then he was kind of staging his comeback then. So we had a chance to talk during BP one day. I actually know some guys who've played at Texas Tech with him or have kind of run across him over the years and spoken really highly of him. So we exchanged numbers and shot each other a couple of texts, and I was definitely following his story extremely closely and rooting really hard for him.
What are you looking most forward to here in 2018? I know you're ready, I'm sure, to get back at it here. You're healthy, and the Pirates are in a situation where there's a little bit of flux going on. But personally, what are you looking forward to accomplishing?
Yeah, I think last year, just from a baseball perspective, I learned some things mechanically that I don't know what I want to call them, like my checkpoints or some key points to my delivery. And I learned it the hard way through some struggles. And then towards the end of the year, I finished strong, making some adjustments. And I'm really looking forward to kind of knowing and understanding my delivery better now. So going into next year, I know these key things that I need to hit every pitch or, every bullpen on the side that help make me successful. So me and Ray Searage got to work through some ups and downs just even from a baseball point last year, and I think we have a great relationship. So just continued growth at the major league level, and I'm actually looking forward to that from all of our young guys. We've got a lot of really talented young guys on the squad.
Jameson, thanks for hopping on. Let's look back here for a second because we were going to do some social media digging, right? We saw you tweeted
Cool.
about Buddy the Elf. What is it like being the tall guy in hotel rooms all the time?
That is a throwback. Yeah. I've even had some times like at my girlfriend's place where her shower head like hits me on my low back. Like I have to really bend down to get my hair wet. So I've had some business ideas that they need to create like tall rooms for people on the road. So I can't just peek over the shower curtain every time. But that's one of my absolute favorite movies. I've even seen it on Broadway back in 2010.
Yeah, it's a great one. Now, we in the media, we've always gotten your height right, but we haven't always gotten your name right. We were calling you Jameson Taillon for years. You let us call you this. What was it like being called by the wrong name?
That's pretty good because I've heard a lot worse. My dad growing up, I think in the business world, he just got sick of correcting people. So he would just call himself Michael Taillon, like Taellen, I guess, which it's not even close. But I've heard people butcher it for years. I can even spell my last name out to people like on the phone or something, and they can't even spell it back to me. So something I don't get too offended over it, and I'm pretty used to hearing all sorts of pronunciations. Taillon, Taillon, it's all good.
All right, big righty. You're born in Florida, but you grew up in Texas. Who were some of the guys you looked up to, Jameson, growing up?
Yeah, so I was a big Astros fan. I was pretty fired up when they got Roger Clemens. I had a picture of him autographed over my bed as a kid. I think when he was with the Red Sox, he had like a rocket in his right hand. Had that signed over my bed, so he was a big one I looked up to. And then Josh Beckett went to high school, like one exit up the highway from me.
Oh, cool.
So I followed his career pretty closely. So those are my big two. And then as I got older, I really liked watching Wainwright and Verlander, big righties with curveballs, were guys I could watch and take something from.
All amazing, excellent studies.
Yeah, not bad.
No doubt about that.
Why not pick from the best, right?
There you go. Hey, man, congratulations on your fight back from cancer. And it was so great to see you back on the diamond. And we look forward to your continued growth here in 2018 and beyond.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
All right, that is Pirates righty Jameson Taillon.